All right. So just a little change in your sentence patterns, and that's how you show more respect. You show more politeness towards the other person.
Hmm.
So what I say, you have to be very careful with your words. One,
Hear me and see me properly?
yes, I can. I can.
Okay. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Tanuja. I'm doing really well. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm doing great too. Thank you for asking. So this is our first session. So I would like to know a little bit about you. By the way, I already know about you, but for my viewers, I want to know about you again.
Yeah, sure, sure. So my name is Surbhi Goyal. I'm originally from Mandi Gobinder. It's known for its iron and steel industries. It's in Punjab. But after my marriage, I'm settled in Panchkula, Haryana. You can also say Chandigarh, both are neighbor cities. So if I talk about my education, I did my Masters of Arts in English Literature and Bachelor's of Education from Punjab University, Chandigarh. I started off my career as an assistant professor of business communication skills. Then I also worked as an English teacher for a reputed school. I have also worked as a spoken English personality development trainer for a few institutes. And my last job was at Englishyaari. I was a tutor there.
Oh,
I
that's
worked for 3 months, not more. But then I had to leave because I had to give my time to my channel as well, so I had to leave that work. Yeah. So now I give 1 hour online classes, spoken English, and I also have my channel, which is Easy Learning with Surbhi. That's all about me.
oh, it's such a nice introduction. And yeah, I'm glad to hear that you were an assistant professor and you are an English teacher also.
Of
So,
course.
like I have few question. I had thought already that if I'll get the chance to meet you, so I will definitely gonna ask this question to you. Okay, so as like I'm working in IT company, so here you can understand that we need to be more professional and to use more business English, I can say. So, how can
Hmm.
we make our communication more effective, according to you?
See, to make communication effective, first of all, try to connect with your colleagues. Okay, like you said, you told me earlier that you do not connect with your colleagues, so you need to connect, and also use formal language. You cannot use casual language, casual English that you use with your friends or your relatives or with the strangers, right? There has to be some formal English. Very simple example. Let me give you a very simple example. You cannot say hi, sir. Hi, ma'am. No. Hello. Good evening. Good afternoon. According to time of the day. One another example. Can you send me that email, please? You cannot say can. Can is for informal situation. You can say could you please? Could you please? So that's a better model and also formal. So that way, just you switch in the words and you're good to communicate with others. So that's how you go. Yeah.
Yes, yes, absolutely right. Because like it depends on your situation and context also. If you are like here, I can talk casually also, but in workplace you need to be more careful about what you are saying. And yeah, as you told that we need to be more polite and formal also. Like we
Yeah.
can use good, so that is a good thing. And yeah,
Yeah.
yes, I think so. But yeah, most like how I can practice a lot to improve this habit. Like little bit I can know. I already know that yes, we have to use could in place of can, like this.
Do more practice. See, practice them. I cannot say this, go to your office and start practicing with them, try to talk like that. Okay, that you do it. Try talking in such a way. All right. And another thing is that create such kind of environment for some time, maybe at your home or with your friends. If you are not that much confident, try to create that environment beforehand and practice that. Do a role play. Okay, let's assume I'm your friend here. I'm at your home, I'm your friend. So now you're asking me that, okay, I want to practice some formal communication. So could you help me with that? So then we can try to do that, some role play kind of activities. If there is no one around you, try that in front of your camera. Many people say if you want to improve, try talking in front of mirror. I think that is an old technique. One can do that, but I feel that people are more friendly with their cameras, phone cameras. So open it and start talking. Let's say you want to give a message to your colleague. So how are you going to speak? All right. So like we say instead, and we use formal words, and the sentence patterns are also constructed like that. So for example, if someone has done something for us, so we usually say in informal situations that thank you, right? Thanks a bunch, thanks so much, right? Blah blah. But when you talk with your colleagues and when you are at workplace or in some formal situation, show the reason, mention the reason. Thank you so much for helping me out. I really appreciate for the help, or I really appreciate, for your kind words. So that's how you do that. I'm just giving you small examples, all
Mhm.
right? So just a little change in your sentence patterns, and that's how you show more respect, you show more politeness towards the other person. So what I say, you have to be very careful with your words, one, and your body language really matters.
Mhm.
Your body language should also show that you are very polite, that you are thankful to that person. So our body language plays a major role. Our actions and our words should be in sync.
Mhm.
Be in sync. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely right. And thank you so much for your suggestion. And yeah, definitely I'll try this. And I want to learn more and more business things, related English. Because nowadays I am talking with co-learners, so it is like a casual talk. We can't be formal here. So that's why I need to do practice by my own. That then only I can improve this formal English, I guess.
Informal, like this is also formal situation.
Mhm.
Like I am a teacher, so this is also kind of formal situation for us. So like, even now also one should be mindful of what you're speaking, how you're speaking. That really matters, Tanuja. In every situation, I can say people usually say just about formal places, but also, whenever you talk to any person, you should be careful with your words.
Mhm.
Many people say that it's okay, he's my or she's my person. In Hindi, what do we say? कि तुम्हारे साथ नहीं शो करूंगी तो मैं किसके साथ शो करूंगी, तुम्हारे साथ गुस्सा नहीं शो करूंगी, like that people say. But what I feel, you should be very careful with your loved ones first because they are living with you, they
Mhm.
love you, they care for you, right? So you cannot be rude, or you cannot throw tantrums all the time. You have to be careful with what you say to them.
Mhm. Yes. It depends on our situation.
Yeah, situation and the other person also,
Mhm.
person with whom you are interacting, that matters. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. How do you
Okay.
practice your co-learners? You told me that you practice. How do you practice?
Okay, so in the same way, I can say that some people are mailing me like, yes, I have to do conversation, so I'm doing this, but they are in the like same level, or maybe they are a beginner, so that's why I don't think so. I'm getting more opportunity to enhance myself, because when you are talking with the same level person or a beginner, so I don't think so that they are using very advanced things or business English like this. So that's why, but it is good for at least I am practicing and trying to speak for 15 to 20 minutes daily. So it is good for improving my communication, I guess.
Yes. But with the co-learners, what's the thing that they cannot give you feedback,
Yeah.
right? But if you are under someone's guidance and that person gives you feedback on a daily basis, that way you improve a lot. But I can say to your viewers, if you are able to invest in yourself this way, please go for such platforms where you get some expert guidance just by paying some amount of money, which is great. And in case you don't have anyone, do watch some videos on YouTube that guide you, that tell you how to communicate in front of, how to communicate with people, how should be your speaking skills, your body language, all of that. In fact, I have made videos on that on my channel too. So
Hmm.
watch that and then practice it. Okay, what you're doing at this time, you gain knowledge from YouTube and then
Hmm.
you practice, apply that.
Yes.
Use the mirror technique or use the camera technique, whatever you feel like, do that. Stand in your room wherever you're alone, stand up and then speak instead of sitting. When you
Hmm.
stand and you assume there are people around you, you feel confident.
Yes.
Assume that there are people around you.
Hmm.
That way, practice.
Yes, yes, you are right. And yeah, I also think the same. Like I'm doing conversation with my co-learner, but still I take few session just to know that where I'm lacking, so that I can improve those things as well. So yes, people should do this technique as well if they really want to enhance more and more. So we need expert guidance also. Yes, for practicing daily, it is good that you are talking with co-learners, with your friends, so that is good. But if you really want
Yeah,
to reduce your mistakes, and somewhere I also make mistakes, but I really don't know that yes, this is the mistake, and I'm saying
mm,
same things again and again every time because
yeah,
I don't know that yeah, this is the really
right,
mistake I'm doing. So yes, it is
right,
required that we need somewhere a mentor who can guide you, so that would be great.
right. I absolutely agree.
It is a common question, and maybe everyone is asking to you, like how did you improve your English, and why you choose that yes, you have to become English teacher and like this. I just want to know, I'm curious to know.
Okay. Okay, so first of all, I did not take any spoken English classes, nothing like that.
Hmm.
Well, I belong to a small town, a small town in Punjab where nobody actually talked in English. So in Punjab, even at my home, everybody used to talk in Punjabi. I talked in Punjabi. I still talk in Punjabi with my father, my brother, and the elders in my family. So I do that. So that time, like I said, there was no such environment, but I studied in an English medium school. So in the beginning, when I was enrolled in an English medium, it was just for namesake. Nobody actually talked in English. Let me tell you, no one, not even English teacher.
Hmm.
Until one day when I stepped into sixth grade, then my parents enrolled me in a new school. So it was a new school in our town. It was the talk of our town because it was air conditioned school. At that time, it was a big deal to
Okay.
be in an air conditioned school.
Hmm.
So that was the best decision by my parents. Though I was there in that school for 2 years, but there was a rule in that school that nobody was supposed to speak in Hindi or in their mother tongue.
Hmm.
Everyone had to speak in English no matter what. And there was a, fine also, some punishment also. Like if you talk, if you use even a single Hindi word, your marks would be deducted from your house. If you remember, we used to have houses in our school. I
Hmm.
remember mine was Rabindranath Tagore House. I still remember. So,
Okay.
in order to be perfect and in order to take our houses ahead, we tried never to use any Hindi word. Though now, in childhood, I was a bit introvert kind of a person. I didn't talk that much. And when it came to English, I didn't talk at all because I did not know English. I could not understand even a single word what my teachers were speaking at that time. So, but after 1 year, or I think after 1.5 year, finally I talked in English with my teachers. That
Hmm.
also there was such kind of an incident. So there was a fight in our bus, and I used to go in that bus. So some fight happened, and since I was present at that time, so I had to narrate the whole incident to my teachers. So I
Okay.
was called by my teachers. I had to narrate. Now the problem was it was supposed to be in English. So finally, I took a deep breath and I was excited also because I was getting this attention from my teachers. They wanted to know that should be what happened,
Hmm.
we'll see that child, we'll talk to that child's parents. So I started speaking in English. For the first time, I talked
Okay.
and I narrated the whole incident. In fact, I remember my teacher's face. There was a small smile on her face. Maybe,
Hmm.
maybe she was also thinking that how the Surbhi was speaking at that time. But well, that's how I connected with this language, and that's how I built more interest.
Okay.
Sadly, after 2 years, my parents changed my school. They shifted me to my brother's school because they thought, of course, if siblings were in the same school, they were safe. It would be better for them also.
Hmm.
So, but somehow I tried to stay connected with this language on my own. So we had books, we had English grammar as a main subject. So I used to read. I was always fond of English grammar. So
Hmm.
I used to read sentence patterns. I used to understand everything very well, practice that in my worksheet. So that's how I had a good grip over, you know, all grammar rules. That this rule has to be applied in this and that way. So I kept on practicing. So till my graduation, I had English grammar.
Mhm.
Grammar helped me a lot, I can say. So I
Yeah.
never took any kind of guidance from teachers. So that's how I had this love for English language. I used to teach my friends actually.
Okay.
My friends who got less marks in English subject in college when I was doing my bachelor's of arts.
Mhm.
So they would come to me because at that time, like I used to speak in English. I was the only one in my class who used to talk in English with my professors, but not anyone else. So they would come to me and ask me for help. So I would teach them in the library.
Okay.
We would sit together. I used to teach them. So that's how I always had love for this English language. And from then on, I realized that, I love English. I want to pursue in this field only. So then I opted for Masters of Arts in English Literature. So
Mhm.
of course, when you do English literature and you do your masters, then you are not left with many options. And of course, teaching was my thing. So I decided to pursue my career in this field, in the teaching field. So then I got my first job as an assistant professor.
Oh, it
That's
is
how it
really
started.
interesting story, I can say, and it's
Yeah, but
interesting
I was always
experience.
in touch. But I can say, Tanuja, I can say I became fluent in English when I stepped into my profession.
Mhm.
Because when I was at university, I was teaching students. Were supposed to teach in English only. Mode of teaching was English.
Mhm.
So before delivering any lecture to my students, I made sure I practiced everything at home itself. Let's say if I had to teach them, tenses,
Mhm.
present tense. So I made sure I practiced that. I would do thorough research on present tense. I used to solve many worksheets. I used to read few paragraphs so that there was no room left for any kind of doubt. So that the following day, if I go to my classes, so I was able to answer everything to my students. So that's how I used to practice, and that's how I became fluent in English. That was the reason I became fluent. My profession made me that.
Yes, I can understand. Till my college also, I haven't tried to speak in English language. And when I was giving interviews, that time only, first time it was like my first experience, I was speaking in English. And because of my hesitation and nervousness, and I was not good at English, so I got rejected in many interviews that time. Uh,
Okay.
but yeah, fortunately, I got placed in one of the multinational company. So when I came here, so like everybody was speaking in English. So it was my compulsion that time I had to speak in English language anyhow.
Yeah.
So I think I can say that because of listening and I was surrounded by that people also. So that's why I got an environment that yes, I have to speak English and I have to learn anyhow. So this is how I started my journey as well.
Yeah. Environment is must. There has to be that kind of environment around you. Because of that, only you pick that habit.
And
So,
if you are
Tanuja, let's
facing,
end the session. Is it okay?
okay, yeah, I didn't see the time. Okay, and no problem. We can wrap up.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you
So
so much for your
if
time. Yeah, have a great day. Bye bye.
you too have a great day, Tanuja. Bye. Take care.
Take
Okay.
care.